I start at the beginning with what realization process is. And what it is a series of practices for uncovering in ourselves a very subtle, undivided dimension of consciousness. And when we uncover it, we experience it pervading our whole body and our environment at the same time. I call this fundamental consciousness, but it is mentioned with many different names, mostly in some lineages of the Hindu and Buddhist literature. Fundamental consciousness. Because we experience it pervading our body, it gives us an undivided ground of our individual being. And that has a lot of relevance for psychological healing, for the way we function as individuals in the world, which is not often mentioned in these sorts of spiritual practices, but it's quite important. It pervades our whole body, and so it gives us a sense of our whole being, our whole individual being at once. And at the same time, we experience it pervading our whole environment. And that means it gives us a sense, an actual experience of oneness, of being made of the same stuff, of arising out of the same ground as everything and everyone around us. So this is what non-duality is in the realization process. It's the realization of our own being, our own primary nature, has that seamless ground of fundamental consciousness, giving us a sense both of our individual wholeness and our oneness with everything else. This realization affects us and different ways that we can attune to it. And we're going to focus in on the wholeness that it gives us, on the depth of contact with ourselves and the world that it gives us, on the fluidity. Interestingly, although it's experienced as stillness, and it gives us a sense of steadiness and stillness, it frees the fluidity of all our experience, our emotions, our thoughts, our sensations, our perceptions, all of our experience, when we know ourselves as the stillness, flow through us, register with greater fluidity and greater clarity, right? So, and the last aspect of non-dual realization that we'll be looking at in this series and experiencing is the subtlety. It's extremely subtle, fundamental consciousness. It's not something that we realize out there. It's something that we actually experience pervading our body and pervading our environment, pervading even the furniture, right? Everything, pervading the air. It's more subtle than the air. So it pervades seamlessly our own being and everything around us.